Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube channel. Hope all is well. We're going to have some Sunday boxing using Legends of Boxing for the PC. Fights from the Worcester Centrum in Worcester, Massachusetts. We have some heavyweight tussles up for you today. Let's go through the fight card. All heavyweight fights, all 10 rounds. Primo Carnera looks to rebound off his controversial loss to Oscar Bonavena for the heavyweight title. He'll take on Boston heavyweight John Denis. Co-main event, Tyson Fury from England will do battle with the girthy one, Eric Butterbean Esch. Esch says he can knock out Tyson Fury. Two more local Massachusetts heavyweights. Tom McNeeley takes on Joe Hipp, while his son Peter McNeeley takes on the Colombian slugger Bernardo Mercado. Then, some former football players. Mark Gastineau of the Sac Exchange will take on Brian O'Mella. And the former Dallas Cowboy Ed Too Tall Jones will take on Jack the Giant O'Halloran. O'Halloran is an actor. He was actually in the Superman movies with Dan Reeves. He played one of the bad guys in Superman 2. And to start off things, Jack Sharkey takes on Elijah Tillery. Joining us here at the Worcester Centrum, Steeler fan 1933. Our good friend Matt, and P-Jet. He says, Gastineau, is that the former New York Jet? Yes, it is. And then P-Jet says, okay, I guess so. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So here we go. Our first bout, 10 rounds. Jack Sharkey, Elijah Tillery. Heavyweights from the Worcester Centrum on a Sunday. What better way to spend a Sunday than watch people beat the bejesus out of one another? Fox Crew Cards is here. Check out that marvelous card collecting channel. Mark Gastineau and Too Tall Jones on the same card. I hope I can stick around while it's live. Great night of boxing. Thank you, my friend. So Jack Sharkey, 2-0 in his endeavors in our universe, takes on Elijah Tillery, 0-1-1. Tillery's loss was a TKO loss. Sharkey has won one by stoppage and one by unanimous points. Jack Sharkey, Boston, Massachusetts. 37-13-3 with 13 stoppages. He is considered a not too clean fighter. He'll have the edge in endurance. Tillery will have a slight edge in power. Sharkey is a tactician. Tillery is a tactician, so Sharkey will have a very good edge in control factor. P-Jet says, do I get bonus points for knowing how to pronounce Worcester, considering I'm not from Massachusetts? Yes, you do. It's not Worcester. A lot of people go Worcester. It's Worcester. We're not in England. It's Worcester. Here we go. First fight. These should be some fun. You never know what happens in these fun little fight cards. They might not look like much, but that fight night in Texas was a hell of a fight night a while back. Had a lot of fun fights. Boxers are in the ring. Sharkey in the red corner. Elijah Tillery in the blue corner. He had that wild brawl with Riddick Bowe in their first fight where he decided he couldn't win. He was going to kick him. You can find that. That was on USA Network. You can actually find that on YouTube. No questions from the Chief Seconds. They touch gloves. They go back to their corners. Here's the bell for round number 1. It's Sharkey on the outside. Tillery trying to pressure him. Sharkey using the jab. A jab and a right hand catch Elijah coming forward. Sharkey again behind the jab, but Elijah's able to move in. Bang the body with some hooks. Caught some on the arms there. Tillery stays in tight. And again he works the bodies and arms of Jack Sharkey. Tillery looking pretty good. Sharkey back behind the jab. 2 jabs missed with the right hand. Sharkey looking to land that right. And he does. He pawed with the right. with the jab and nailed Tillery with the right hand. Sharkey, very patient, working off that jab. Now he jabs with the left and hooks the right to the body and then the left to the body. A nice three-punch combination by Jack Sharkey. Under a minute to go here in round number 1, opening bout from the Centrum in Worcester, Massachusetts. Sharkey throws a left and a right. He was a little wild with those shots. Tillery ducked underneath. But did not counter. Oh, toe-to-toe exchange. Sharkey got the better of it. Tillery says, no, you didn't hurt me. Final moments here in round number 1, and Sharkey stays in tight and bangs the body as he backs up Tillery. A good round for the Boston Gob, Jack Sharkey. Joining us here at the Centrum, Big Paulie's World of Sports Sim. Check out that wonderful channel. Big Paulie says Gastner had a short and disastrous boxing career. It was fun to watch, though. Round 2 scheduled for 10. In the Sharkey corner, they like what they saw from the Boston Gob. In the Tillery corner, they want pressure, and that's what Elijah's going to do. But it's Sharkey dictating the pace with a couple of good stern jabs. Tillery works past that jab, and he bangs away at the body and comes up to the head. That was the best combination that Elijah Tillery has thrown so far early in this bout. Sharkey not rattled, though. Sharkey, 1 jab, 2 jabs, feints the right, comes back with a 3rd jab. Excellent job by Jack Sharkey. Sharkey again with that jab. He has the right hand cocked, looking to land it. Tillery stays low, comes up, left hook to the body, and a stinging right hand. A looping right hand caught Jack Sharkey. About a minute 11 left here in round 2. Sharkey feints the jab, right hook to the body, left hook to the jaw of Elijah Tillery. Tillery backs up for a moment, now presses forward. Tillery smothers Sharkey. Sharkey tries to tie up Tillery. Tillery works in an uppercut. It was a right uppercut. Under 30 seconds to go here in round 2. A beautiful 1-2 combination followed by a solid left hook into the ribs of Elijah Tillery. 20 seconds to go here in round 2. A jab and a right hand catch Tillery. Tillery's blinking. As he goes back to his corner, you can see some blood above the right eye. A small cut above the right eye that Jack Sharkey will try to exploit, most likely. They quickly go to work on that small cut. They're very happy with what Tillery did. I don't think he won that round, but he fought well. Round 3 is scheduled for 10. Sharkey once again behind the jab. A little wild with those punches. Sharkey thinks he might be able to knock out Tillery. He missed badly. Now Tillery looks to come back as he leaps in from the outside. A lunging left and a right. Sharkey counters. A jab and a right hand. So both fighters land. Tillery again lunges in. Grazing jab, missed with the right. Tillery back at distance. Both men feinting. But they don't fire. A minute 30 to go here in round 3. Sharkey foot feints. Tillery moves forward, and he caught him with a right hand. Sharkey caught Tillery with a right hand. Elijah's shaking his head no. Now Elijah's looping some punches from the outside. A wild right hook and a left hook. Missed by a mile. Under a minute to go here in round 3. Sharkey feints to the body. Right hand, left hook, right hand. And Tillery buckles. Tillery buckles. 39 seconds left. Sharkey lands a right cross and digs a left into the ribs of Elijah Tillery. At the bell, it's Sharkey punching with a 1-2 combination. The right hand missed, but the left jab didn't. The left jab scored first. A very good round for Jack Sharkey. He is wearing down Elijah Tillery. Sharkey and his people calmly thought that they could stop Tillery, and it's looking that way. Round 4, we've given all 3 rounds unofficially to Jack Sharkey. The ringside scorer has also given all 4 rounds to Jack Sharkey. There's the bell, round 4, Sharkey in control. It's Sharkey's machine. 1, 2, 3, he goes. They weren't very hard punches, but they scored. There's a left, right, left. Final left being to the body. Oh, Sharkey with a solid jab and a right cross, snapping the head of Elijah Tillery. Both fighters wing right hands and miss. Tillery really on his bicycle. Sharkey Goes low as he got into punching range. Sharkey feints. Tillery moves forward. Oh, a left hook to the jaw and a short right hand catch Elijah Tillery. Sharkey looks to follow up with that with a jab and a solid right cross. Sharkey trying to pour it on, but Tillery ties up as Sharkey backs Elijah into the ropes. The referee says fight out of it. Now he breaks them. Under 30 seconds to go here in round 4. Again, Elijah Tillery looking like he doesn't want to fight anymore. Ties up Sharkey. Referee breaks them. 18 seconds to go here in round number 1. Sharkey just clips Elijah on the side of the head with the right cross at the bell. It looks like Tillery definitely feels like he's been defeated. Round 5. Tillery on his bicycle. Jack Sharkey needs to get on his motorcycle to catch him, and catch him he did. A jab, but he missed with the right. Sharkey looking to land the right, feints the right hook, then hooks with the left to the body, then brings it to the head. Tillery blocked the one to the head. Sharkey once again, beautiful, 2 jabs and a right hand. The jabs were to the chest, but the right hand really clipped Tillery on that jaw. Sharkey looking very good, feints the jab, hooks a right to the body. Sharkey controlling the pace. Tillery with a looping right hand catches Sharkey. Sharkey smirks. Tillery comes back with another looping right hand, missed with the left hook. Tillery looks to loop one in, but Sharkey gets in a little closer. Straight shots. Beautiful combination by Jack Sharkey. Tillery looks hurt. Tillery goes back to the ropes. Sharkey looking to end it. Tillery looks to fight off the ropes, and he catches Sharkey coming in with that looping right hand. Sharkey a little weary now. At the bell, it's Jack Sharkey landing a jab to the body. He went to the jab to the body, bringing Tillery's guard down, and booyah with a right cross. And Tillery went back into the ropes. The bell sounds. Another good round for the Boston Gob, Jack Sharkey. The fans here at the Worcester Centrum in Massachusetts are loving it. Will Elijah, how much farther will he go? Round 6. Sharkey's corner believes the end is near for Elijah. As they say, Eli's a coming. A big right, left, right. Sends Tillery back towards the ropes. He is in trouble. The referee looking on. Tillery looks to loop that right in. He does. Sharkey comes right back with a left hook to the jaw and a right hand. Tillery back to the ropes again. Sharkey measuring. Sharkey jab and a right hand. Sharkey continues to measure. He doesn't throw, though. About 1:26 to go. Tillery looks to loop in a punch. Missed the right, but landed a left to the body of Jack Sharkey. Sharkey hooks to the body now. Tillery not coming off those ropes. I don't think he has any legs left. And as I say that, there is the jab and a looping right hand that catch Jack Sharkey. 28 seconds left in round 6. Tillery still in all kinds of trouble on the rope. Big shots by Jack Sharkey. The referee looking on. Final 12 seconds. Sharkey looks to unload, but Tillery catches him with a wild left hook. Elijah Tillery survives round number 6. Actually, he scored pretty well leaning on those ropes. 6 rounds down. We've given all 6 rounds to Jack Sharkey. In the Sharkey corner, they'd like Jack to pick up the pace just a bit. They're telling the Boston Gob, you can take him out. All 6 rounds for Sharkey on the ringside score. There's a slight delay as they're wiping some water away from the Tillery corner. Tillery is drenched in water. Round 7. Tillery lands on the belt line. Sharkey back with that jab, trying to cut off the ring on the running Elijah Tillery. Left to the body, right hand to the head. Catches Tillery. Sharkey right back to that jab, and another right hand. He's found a home for that 1-2 combination. It's the face of Elijah Tillery. Right hand missed, but the left hook to the body didn't. Sharkey measuring. Sharkey misses with the left and the right. Tillery, no answer. Sharkey looking to land. Oh, booyah! Left hook to the body, right hand to the jaw of Elijah Tillery. But somehow Tillery shrugs it off. It was a solid shot. Tillery backs to the ropes. Under a minute to go here in round 7. Sharkey goes to the Franks and Beans. He's had enough of Tillery's antics. The referee has taken 1 point away from Jack Sharkey. A lot of yelling coming from the Sharkey corner towards the referee. 37 seconds left in round 7. Tillery lands a jab, but not the right hand. 15 seconds as Sharkey bangs away at Tillery's body, forcing him back to the ropes at the bell. Solid hooks by Jack Sharkey. So that round, if you're scoring it, I believe that is a 9-9 round. Somehow, the ringside scorer gave the round to Tillery. I didn't. So it's a 10-8 round on the ringside score due to the point loss. Round 8. Sharkey comfortably ahead. Sharkey coming out. Jab and a right hand. Clips Tillery. Tillery in trouble. Tillery backing to the rope. Sharkey looking to end it. Wings a right hand. Tillery ducks away. Tillery feints. Sharkey feints, but they don't fire. Once again, Sharkey measuring, looking to land the right hand. Booyah, there it is, but Tillery's able to smother him. Sharkey gets back at distance, measuring with that jab. Jab and a right hand lands on Tillery. 42 seconds left in round 8. Tillery lingering on the ropes in all kinds of trouble. Sharkey pawing with the jab, doesn't land. Sharkey looks to land the cross here. 2 jabs and the right hand of the body. 12 seconds left. Tillery still on the ropes. And Sharkey, a big combination! The referee was right about to step in, but the bell rang. Another good round for Jack Sharkey. He has dominated Elijah Tillery from Red Bank, New Jersey. Boston Gob looking to go 3-0. The referee has called for the ringside physician to check out Elijah Tillery, who's taken quite a thumping. And that is it. Elijah Tillery does not want to continue. They asked him, do you want to go on? How do you feel? He just shook his head no. Jack Sharkey has won the opening contest here at the Worcester Centrum via TKO. When Elijah Tillery will not answer the bell for round 9. Elijah Tillery, I don't know why it says Sharkey wins by TKO 248 in round 8. He doesn't answer the bell for round 9. It is a TKO victory for Jack Sharkey. Sharkey and his people thought they could stop Tillery, and it was a very workmanlike performance, a good professional performance by Jack Sharkey. When Sharkey thought Tillery was getting too cute, he went to the Franks and Beans, and he didn't care that a point was taken away. He was going to show him that he was the boss in that ring, and the Boston Gob definitely was the boss in this ring here at the Centrum in Worcester, Massachusetts. So Jack Sharkey, your winner by technical knockout due to Elijah Tillery not wanting to continue. He will not answer the bell for round 9. So Jack Sharkey is victorious. Let's just go to the fight report. Sharkey was dominant. 60 punch points. Again, that's not punches landed. It's points. The effectiveness of the punches, you get points in this game. Tillery only landed 18 punch points. Tillery really took a beating, though. Only that slight abrasion above the right eye. They did a good job in the corner, but Tillery was done. He was done. He wanted no more. We move on to our next bout. Ed Too Tall Jones, a former Dallas Cowboy, versus the Giant Jack O'Halloran. O'Halloran, a budding actor. Let's preview this bout. As Fox Crew Card says, total domination. Sharkey looked very good. True professional. Worked the jab. Dug to the body. Used some nice foot feints. Shoulder feints. Feinted with the jab. Landed the right hand. Yes, Sharkey was very sharp. So Ed Too Tall Jones, 1-5, trying to resurrect his career against Jack the Giant O'Halloran. Look up Jack the Giant O'Halloran. He was in the second Superman movie with Chris Reeves. Was it Chris Reeves? Yes, Chris Reeves. He played the big guy from the planet Krypton. I found that out when I did some research when I was looking for a photo of Jack the Giant O'Halloran. Ed Too Tall Jones had a brief professional career in reality, 6-0 with 5 stoppages. He could pop a little bit. Was not a natural fighter, obviously. He'll have a slight edge in power over Jack the Giant. Jack's overall record out of Runnymede, New Jersey, I believe you pronounce it. Probably pronounce it wrong. 34-21-2 with 17 stoppages. Ed Too Tall Jones, Dallas, Texas, obviously. Defense, non-existent pretty much for both fighters. Against competition like Ed Too Tall Jones, O'Halloran has a decent chin. Power 8 or better, his chin goes down to 3, but Jones only has 4 power. Ed Too Tall Jones' one win was by TKO. He's been knocked out. He's been stopped 4 times, KO'd clean once, 2 TKOs, and stopped on cuts. Also lost a majority points decision. Jack the Giant O'Halloran's loss, he went the distance. He lost by unanimous decision. Jim L. Hope all is well. We are in the ring here at the Worcester Centrum. Ed Too Tall Jones in the red corner. Jack the Giant O'Halloran. He'll have a cheering section. Lots of Irish in the Worcester, Boston area. Even though he's from New Jersey. They get their final instructions. They await the bell for round number 1, and here it is. The Giant will have an edge in control. O'Halloran looking to land that jab. A jab and a right hand quickly snapped the head of Ed Too Tall Jones. Both fighters wing right hands and miss. O'Halloran back to that jab. Missed the right hand though. O'Halloran working the jab beautifully, and he lands a right cross. Not a lot of oomph on it, but it's a scoring blow. Ed Too Tall Jones loads up, missed the right hand to the head, but landed a left hook as he lunged into the body of Jack the Giant. About a minute left here in round number 1. O'Halloran, a good jab and a right cross. That's his bread and butter. O'Halloran digs a solid hook to the body. That was a right hook, but missed the left to the head. Jack the Giant, a thudding right hand and a left uppercut. Catches Ed Too Tall Jones. Jack the Giant in a rhythm here. Final 10 seconds, and a 3-punch salvo by Jack the Giant O'Halloran drives Ed Too Tall Jones back into the ropes. The crowd is going insane here for the large Irishman. A big round for Jack the Giant. Though Ed Too Tall Jones, a giant in his own right. Round 2 scheduled for 10. Both fighters come right out at ring center and wing right hands from distance, hit nothing but air. The Jack the Giant, 1, 2, 3. Crisp shots catching Ed Too Tall Jones. Jones blinking. He has a cut, a small cut near the left eye. Jones comes back. Hard shots to the body, forcing Jack O'Halloran back, and then he nails him to the head. 2 shots to the body, left, right. 2 shots to the head, left, right. O'Halloran on the ropes. Now they tie up. Referee breaks them. 1:22 to go here in round 2. O'Halloran slightly away from the ropes to the left. Feints a jab to the body and catches Too Tall Jones with a right hand. Again, both fighters throw hard rights but hit nothing but air. 48 seconds left in round 2. Jack the Giant, a jab and a right hand, catches Ed Too Tall Jones. Blood coming from the mouth of Ed Too Tall Jones. So blood from the mouth of the former Dallas Cowboy and near the left eye. Jim L., you are correct. I had said that before you came in. As Jim L. says, Jack O'Halloran played in it was Superman 1? I thought it was Superman 2. Krypton. I thought it wasn't that Superman 2 with Krypton? I thought that was Superman 2. But yeah, he's in the Superman movie. 37 seconds to go. Toe-to-toe exchange. Equal exchange. Ed Too Tall Jones not looking too bad in this round. As they tie up, bell sounds, referee breaks them. That was a close round, but let's see who the ringside scorer gave it. Gave it to Jack the Giant. Round 3. It's O'Halloran. Feints the jab, lands a 1-2 to the body of Ed Too Tall Jones. O'Halloran continues to punch. There's the right cross and a grazing left uppercut. Jones lands on the belt line. 1:57 to go here in round 3. Jack the Giant hooks to the body with the left. Missed the chopping right hand. Now back at distance. Ed Too Tall Jones. 2 jabs and a right hand catch. Jack the Giant. That was the best combination that Ed Too Tall Jones has thrown. Jones, again a nice combination by Ed Too Tall Jones. A 1-2 to the head of Jack the Giant. And then he ripped nice short shots, hooks to the body. O'Halloran backs to the ropes. Ed Too Tall Jones measures, but it's O'Halloran who punches. He dipped a bit, dug a left to the body, and came up with the left hook. A double left hook. That was a nice combination by Jack the Giant. 2 jabs and a right hand as Jones moves forward. He is clipped by Jack the Giant. And that's going to puff up the right eye. Ed Too Tall Jones' face beginning to look like a mess. 16 seconds to go. They tie up. Jones breathing heavily. And there's the bell. Philip Reynolds has joined us here at the Worcester Centrum to witness heavyweight action this Sunday. Round 4 scheduled for 10 in the Ed Too Tall Jones corner. They're telling him to punch. Here we go, round number 4. And Ed Too Tall Jones, taking the advice of his corner, lets his hands go, digging shots to the body. They want him to work the body of Jack the Giant O'Halloran. It's easier to hit the body. Jack looks to come back. A chopping combination. Now both fighters back at distance. O'Halloran continues to punch. Good combination by Jack O'Halloran. A jab and then a 1-2-3 to the body. Jones not giving ground. Jones misses the left and the right. No follow-up by O'Halloran, though. 1:33 to go here in round 4. Jack the Giant scores a jab and a grazing right cross. O'Halloran hooks to the body with the left, smothered Jones. Now they smack away with the free hand. The referee breaks them. 1 minute left in round 4. A good round for Jack the Giant O'Halloran. Ed Too Tall Jones looks to pound. Puts the jab out there, but he's got to throw that right hand. He's got to throw the right hand. There it was. He feigned the jab, lands a right under the elbow of Jack the Giant into his ribs. Nice shot by Ed Too Tall Jones. Jones getting some confidence here. He winged the right and the left. He misses. There's the bell. Another decent round for Ed Too Tall Jones. Basically a novice at this. O'Halloran, a club fighter. Let's go to the ringside score. They gave that round to Jones. I was leaning that way myself. Carl Zilla, the legend himself, has joined us here at the Centrum in Worcester, Massachusetts. Carl Zilla says he was in both Superman 1 and 2. It's been a long time since I've seen those movies. Thank you very much. Check out his wonderful channel, Legends of Wrestling, for card and dice wrestling. Legends of Wrestling, a Filsinger game. Very fun game. Round 5 scheduled for 10. O'Halloran throws wildly, looking to end the night of Ed Too Tall Jones. Jones counters with a left hook. Now they tie up. Both fighters trying to maul and brawl. About 2 minutes to go here in round 5. O'Halloran lands a jab, another jab. Doesn't throw the right. Jones looks. He's jabbing. It's a jab contest now. Oh, my Lord! O'Halloran let his hands go. Dug a left to the body after a grazing jab. Went quickly to the body with the left. Then right, left, right. 3 hooks get through on Ed Too Tall Jones. Jones is in serious trouble. Jones backs to the ropes. O'Halloran looks to end it here. He is battering away. Jones in trouble. Under a minute to go. Jones looked to fight off the ropes. Lands a short right hand. O'Halloran measuring. O'Halloran hooks to the body. Toe-to-toe exchange. They hit nothing but air, and there's the bell. O'Halloran goes back to his corner with a big smile on his face. Ed Too Tall Jones having all kinds of difficulty here at the Centrum in Worcester, Massachusetts. In the Jones corner, they're telling him, you got to change the tide of battle. You got to go after him. In Jack the Giant's corner, they say, just keep doing what you're doing. He might come to you. Use that jab. Hit him with those hooks. Round 6 scheduled for 10. Jones brings the pressure, but it's O'Halloran who's hooking to the body. The left and the right got in. Jones shoves O'Halloran back, but it's O'Halloran with a jab and a right hand. Jack the Giant trying to keep distance. Jones smothers him. They tie up. They work the free hand for the moment. Now the referee breaks him. 1:43 to go here in round number 6. O'Halloran missed the jab and the right cross. Ed Too Tall Jones moving forward slowly, though. And he is caught with a right hook and a left hook. Jones buckles. He tries to tie up Jack the Giant. Giant shoves him off. O'Halloran with a jab, but he didn't land the right. O'Halloran hooks to the body. 24 seconds to go here in round 6. O'Halloran, left hook, right hook, and down goes Ed Too Tall Jones. Timber! O'Halloran goes to the neutral corner. The referee picks up the count at 3. Ed Too Tall Jones will take the mandatory 8 count here at the Worcester Centrum. O'Halloran looking for... And that is it! The referee looks into Ed Too Tall Jones's eyes. He asked him if he wanted to continue. Ed Too Tall Jones nodded yes, but his eyes were glazed. The referee has stopped the contest. Jack the Giant O'Halloran, a thespian as well as a pugilist, has defeated Ed Too Tall Jones, a former Dallas Cowboy. O'Halloran wins TKO 239 of the 6th round. An excellent effort by Jack the Giant O'Halloran. He was quite impressive, and the fans are liking it here. Many an Irishman came to root for Jack the Giant, and he looked good, I have to say. Will they match him against Mark Gastineau if Gastineau can win in our next bout? We shall see. So Jack O'Halloran, a happy Jack the Giant, is victorious with his TKO victory in the 6th over Ed Too Tall Jones. Jones did get up. You got to give Ed Too Tall Jones a lot of credit. He got up, and he said he wanted to go on, but the referee said there was no need to go on. Let's go to the ringside report. All 3 judges at the time of the stoppage had it 49-46 for Jack the Giant O'Halloran. O'Halloran 45 punch points compared to Ed Too Tall Jones 15. So a dominant effort by Jack the Giant, the man from New Jersey. Bleacher Bums Gaming has joined us. Check out that wonderful channel. Of course, Glory Days Sports with Glory Days Boxing, and very soon to be released, Glory Days College Football, which can be purchased at SidelineStrategies.com. We move on to our third fight from the Worcester Centrum in Massachusetts. So, in our first fight, Jack Sharkey TKO'd Elijah Tillery when Tillery did not answer the bell in the 9th. Again, I don't know why they do that. He didn't answer the bell. He was on his stool when he quit. Jack O'Halloran, as we just witnessed, TKO'd Ed Too Tall Jones in the 6th. Now, another former football player from the Sac Exchange, Mark Gastineau, takes on Brian O'Melia, another Irishman. We've loaded up the card with Irishmen here in Worcester. So, Mark Gastineau was 15-2-0 with 15 stoppages in his brief pro career. Some of them of the questionable nature. But you know what? He got in there and he fought. I can't tell you... You know, after someone gets knocked out, there is some phantom stuff. I watched most of those fights, but not all of them were like that. He tried hard. Brian O'Melia from Bayonne, New Jersey. Gastineau, New York City, New York. Gastner's 2-5 in our universe. Brian O'Melia, 0-2. He's been stopped once and lost on unanimous decision. His endurance is awful. Mark Gastineau's endurance, not much better. So this should be an interesting, sloppy slobberknocker. As both men don't really rely on the jab too much. Well, they will. I mean, O'Melia will throw some combinations here and there. But let's get to it. Both fighters are in the ring. They come to the center of the ring. Gastineau, red corner. Brian O'Melia in the blue. There are no questions from the chief seconds. They touch gloves. O'Melia will actually have a slight advantage in control factor. Both fighters are going to come out and wage war on the inside. These are big heavyweights. O'Melia will punch, and he lands to the body. Good, crisp shots to Gastineau's body. Gastineau tries to smother O'Melia, but O'Melia continues to land short shots to the body. They're standing toe-to-toe. But again, O'Melia, the natural boxer, Gastineau, the former football player, and O'Melia now starts to bring those hooks to the head, snapping the head of the former Sac Exchange member, Mark Gastineau. O'Melia just teeing off. Left hook to the body, right hook to the head, another left hook to the jaw of Mark Gastineau, and Gastineau goes down like a ton of bricks. O'Melia to the neutral corner. The referee picks up the count at 4, 5, 6. Gastineau slowly getting up. The referee will continue with the mandatory 8 count. He'll wipe off Gastineau's gloves. He looks into Gastineau's eyes. O'Melia looking to end it here. Gastineau in trouble. O'Melia swarming him. Firing away. Gastineau being pummeled on the ropes. And that is it! That is it! Mark Gastineau will not make it through the first round. Brian O'Melia, to the joy of many here at the Worcester Centrum, has just annihilated the former New York Jet, Mark Gastineau. Gastineau went down. Gastineau did not land a punch. Gastineau got up. He said he wanted to continue. O'Melia swarmed him. The Bayonne, New Jersey pugilist pummeled the living poop out of Mark Gastineau, and the referee stepped in to stop the slaughter, and a slaughter indeed it was. So another Irishman wins here at the Worcester Centrum, and many a beer will be chugged down at the Centrum. Remember, bring the family. Bring the friends. Come to the Worcester Centrum for fight nights. Nothing better than getting liquored up and watching two guys bash the bejesus out of each other. So an impressive win for Brian O'Melia. That's his first win in our universe. We might see Brian O'Melia and Jack the Giant. Why not? It could be interesting. These are the little fight cards. You got to throw some little fight cards in there. They're fun. So a lot of action here at the Centrum. The Centrum is abuzz, and many a fan is buzzed already. So O'Melia, TKO winner at 156 of round number 1. Gastineau did not land one shot. The only shot Gastineau landed was with his body hitting the canvas. Our good friend Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming says, well, that was quick. Yes, it was. Frock's Crew Cards has just come back from the concession stand, and he says, wow, I missed it. Sorry I blinked. Carl Zilla said, I grew up in Worcester. Excellent, Carl. I'm not too far from Worcester. We're going to Worcester on Wednesday. Myself and Nurse Teresa, we're going to watch AEW Wrestling. Very excited about that. Going to the show. All right, 3 down and 4 to go. Peter McNeeley takes on the hard-slugging Colombian Bernardo Mercado. I think Fox Crew Cards, I know who he'll be rooting for. I think the man from Colombia, Bernardo Mercado. It was Fox Crew Cards who brought Mercado to the U.S. for this fight. So here's Peter McNeeley. Let's preview this massacre. You never know. Maybe Peter hits him with something. He's got okay power. Peter McNeeley, 47. I don't know how they found 47 guys he could beat, but they found 47 guys he could beat. 47, 7-0, 36 stoppages. Best known for getting absolutely annihilated by Mike Tyson. He's from Medfield, Massachusetts. He's 1-6 in our universe. He actually gave Rocky Marciano a tough tussle. I couldn't believe that. Before Marciano TKO'd him. Well, by tough, I mean he somehow didn't get knocked out. Fox Crew Card says, snuck him in our luggage. I told you they brought him up. But it's been official. He's got his his green cards, his passport. He's able to fight in the U.S. Steve Tower, after further review, has joined us here in Worcester. I hope your vacation went well. And always check out that wonderful channel after further review with Steve Tower. He says, hey, everyone, here to support Medfield's own Peter McNeeley. And after this, we got his father, Tommy, on. Tommy's got a decent shot at winning. He's fighting Joe Hipp. That actually, I think the Tom McNeeley-Joe Hipp fight will be the most interesting fight. But you never know. Bernardo Mercado. Top 5 heavy. Actually, I think he got up to number 2 in the world. Maybe even number 1 at one time. But he lost to Leon Spinks. And that's how Spinks got his second crack at the heavyweight title against Larry Holmes, I think. I'm trying to remember back when I was a kid. But Mercado could crack. He was 33-5 with 28 knockouts. I do believe he beat Ernie Shavers. Shavers at the down end of his career. As Fox Crew Card says, I made those papers in the garage. It's okay. It's okay. We needed him here in Worcester, and we greatly appreciate your effort, my friend. MP Fox, we greatly appreciate it. So, McNeeley 1-6. Mercado, I thought he'd do a little better. So far, he's only 1-2. He didn't fare well in the tournament we had. His one win was by majority points decision. He's been stopped twice, once a clean knockout, once on cuts. Peter McNeeley's been TKO'd 6 times, and he's also won one by TKO. Punching power will favor Mercado. Endurance will slightly favor Mercado. Control should favor Mercado. Captain Carl's here. How you doing? Is he joined us at the Speak of the English, Al. Speak of the English. Captain Carl has joined us here at the Centrum in Worcester, Massachusetts. Like I stated, Nurse Teresa and I will be at the DC Centrum or whatever, the DUI, whatever they call it now, the DUI Centrum. I don't know. I call it the Centrum. The DCU. I think it's the DCU. I don't know. But we will be there on Wednesday evening to watch AEW Wrestling Live. Very excited about that. All right. Fighters are at Ring Center. Peter McNeeley, the man from Medfield, Massachusetts, in his corner, Steve Tower, telling McNeeley, you can win this one, Pete. It's your night. It's your afternoon. It's your afternoon. It's your night here in Worcester. These are your people. These are your people. In the blue corner, the hard-punching Colombian Bernardo Mercado with MP Fox in the corner. MP Fox telling Bernardo, Rapa la piña, as I use my worst Spanish there, but I believe that means punch him in the head. We're mid-level up. We have good seats, I think, Anthony, from Bleacher Bums Gaming. We're mid-level up. We're going to have a fun time. And we're actually staying at a hotel there. Maybe we meet some wrestlers. And then from there, in the morning, we're going to Foxwoods, Connecticut to play bingo. Here we go, round number 1. And you can see Steve Tower encouraging Peter McNeeley. And then Bernardo Mercado getting all the encouragement in the world from the Foxes. MP Fox in the corner. Round 1 scheduled for 10. Don't blink at this one. And it's Peter McNeeley coming out, and he's going to throw uppercut, right hand, and another left uppercut. And Mercado is hurt. Mercado is hurt. Boyd and Steve Tower rev up Peter McNeeley. Peter McNeeley looks to load up. And McNeeley drives hard shots into the body. Mercado backs to the ropes. Now but Mercado, a left hook on the jaw of Peter McNeeley. And McNeeley is hurt. McNeeley is hurt. Unbelievable. Mercado loads up. Big right hand. McNeeley somehow ducked it. Steve Towers saying, punch, Peter, punch. And Peter's going to punch. He lands a looping right hand with a left to the body. What a slugfest here at the Centrum. Mercado comes right back with a left hook of his own. Under a minute to go here in round number 1. Mercado throws a right hand. McNeeley dips under Mercado with an uppercut and a right hook. And McNeeley is down. McNeeley is down. Mercado to the neutral corner. Steve Towers screaming for McNeeley reached 7, 8, 9. McNeeley, through the encouragement of Steve Tower, beats the count. Is there enough time? As the referee wipes off McNeeley's gloves, McNeeley in all kinds of deep poop, Mercado races across the ring, and he catches McNeeley clean. But McNeeley buckled. He stood up to it, by God. Oh boy, what a wild first round. Both fighters hurt. McNeeley going down. Steve Tower dropping ice down the trunks of Peter McNeeley to get his attention and pinching his arm, saying, Peter, you're not going to get knocked out. You're going to win this thing. MP Fox in the Mercado corner, giving him encouragement, saying, you've got it, as we go through the Spanish interpreter. As Peter McNeeley says he can do it. He nods to Steve Tower and he says, I can do it. I can do it, boss. I can do it. Round 2. There's the bell. McNeeley charges towards Mercado. Mercado throws a punch. Lands a jab, but not the right hand. McNeeley ducks underneath. McNeeley tries to swarm Mercado. Mercado sidesteps and again lands a jab. He's got to watch out for that right hand of Mercado. Mercado lands the hook to the body. McNeeley charges forward, pushes Mercado off balance, lands a looping right hand and a 1-2 to the body. McNeeley in it to win it. Mercado bangs away with hard shots, 2 to the body and 2 to the head. McNeeley sneers at him, says, you didn't hurt me. And now McNeeley sticking his chin out, and Mercado catches him with a jab and a right hand. McNeeley buckled. He shouldn't have done that. McNeeley throws an uppercut, a wild uppercut, grazed the nose of Bernardo. Mercado takes a step back, and now he's going to punch. Hooks to the body. They tie up. Peter McNeeley makes it through another round. He was bad. He stuck his chin out, and Mercado clipped him. McNeeley buckled. McNeeley smiling at Mercado. Steve Tower says, get your ass over here and get on this stool. Steve Tower doing double duty. He's in the chat. Says, not a lot of sweet science involved in that round. No. But it's exciting. Fights aren't all about, it's matchmaking. I love matchmaking. I would have went to the Centrum for these fights. Round 3 coming up. Well, you figure round 1 was 10-8 for Mercado. Let's go to the ringside score real quick. They gave Mercado both rounds. I could see that. Obviously, round 1, the knockdown. Here we go. Round 3 scheduled for 10. And it's Peter McNeeley rushing out to throw that looping right hand. He missed the right hand, but landed the left hook into the ribs of Bernardo Mercado. McNeeley feeling his oats. McNeeley banging away with hooks to the body, and he brings him to the head, shoving Mercado off balance. Mercado, sensing McNeeley's a strong kid, trying to stay behind the jab, and Peter McNeeley loops in the right hand, and then a left uppercut, and digs a right into the ribs of Bernardo Mercado. Steve Tower saying, that's the way to go, Pete. Peter McNeeley is a man possessed. He has Mercado on the ropes, just banging away. Mercado not answering back. And just as I say that, uppercut right hand. And McNeeley is down, face first into the ropes. Now on his back. What was a promising start could be the end of Peter McNeeley. The count has reached 8. And McNeeley beats the count. McNeeley giving it his all here for the fans in Worcester. And through the encouragement of Steve Tower. Though Tower has the towel in his hands. Steve Tower has the towel in his hands. Mercado pummeling the bejesus. McNeeley is down. McNeeley is down. Steve Tower is on the apron. He is telling the referee, I think, to stop it. The count has reached 7, 8, 9. Here comes Steve Tower. He comes into the ring. It is all over. Before the referee reached the 10 count, McNeeley was trying to rise. Steve Tower through the ropes. Very, very smartly did not want to see his fighter take any more punishment in case he did get up, and McNeeley is wondering why the fight's over. He thought he beat the 10 count. It's academic. I don't know if it was the 10 count, but Steve Tower came in, threw in the towel. He wanted to see no more. No more. No more. He did not want Peter McNeeley punished, but Peter McNeeley gave it his all. Peter McNeeley really was hurting Mercado. He had Mercado on the ropes, And then it was a left uppercut snapping the Irishman's head almost all the way clear back to Medfield. And then a crushing right hand. It sent McNeeley into the ropes, off balance because he got tagged, and then down on his back. Mercado was then ushered to the neutral corner. The referee picked up the count. Steve Tower was already on the apron, ready to come through the ropes. He threw in the towel probably just before the 10 count, but it's academic. He did not want to see his fighter hurt anymore. McNeeley gave a good effort of himself. It was a wild brawl for as long as it lasted. MP Fox is very jubilant and jocularity. Much jubilation and jocularity in the Mercado corner. The hard-punching heavyweight from Colombia was brought in by MP Fox and the family when they came back from Colombia. And, wow, that was a fun fight. That would have been a TV-friendly fight. That's the way I pictured it. And hats off to Peter McNeeley. He didn't get knocked out in one round. Steeler Fan 1933, our good friend Matt, reporting from the press box, breaking news, Pizza Hut has canceled their contract with Peter McNeeley. Oh, no. Oh, no. That was a fun fight, though. Wild fight, a wild brawl. Mercado, this makes him an attractive opponent now. He might get a bigger fight because, yes, he won by TKO. Yes, he dropped McNeeley twice, but did he look sharp? No, he did not look sharp. So maybe we float Mercado in maybe against Bruce Seldon. You know what I'm saying? Maybe against Bruce Seldon. Peter McNeeley comes over, congratulates Mercado. Says, too bad you lost. Mercado has to explain. Well, it's MP Fox now in English, explaining to... I don't know if Peter McNeeley is understanding English at the moment. He got hit quite hard. No, it was you who lost. And now Steve Tower brings McNeeley back over as they all, very sportsmanlike, shake hands. And Steve Tower's explaining to Peter, no, you lost. Let's go to the fight report. After further review with Steve Tower says, guess we're taking an Uber home instead of the limo. You did a good job, Steve. You did a good job. Fight report. It was a fun fight. That was a fun fight. I'm going to enjoy listening. I'm my number one fan. I listen to all my stuff. See all the mistakes I make, but that was a fun fight. I'm going to enjoy listening to that again. Again, McNeeley really had pounding away at Mercado in round 3, but got caught coming in. And it was good night, Irene. And we're not talking about the sleeper hold. So another one down. We have seen 4 consecutive stoppages. Is that good matchmaking or what, my friends? Huh? People, again, you look at these, you're like, who are these guys? It's matchmaking. They're fun fights. So now Tom McNeeley, who just saw his son put up a tremendous effort on the monitor. He actually came out with his son, along with Steve Tower, who was in the corner. Will now take on Joe Hipp. The big boss, Joe Hipp, I think was his nickname. Native American. So Tom McNeeley is 2-3. His 3 losses, 2 stoppages, 1 due to cuts, and he lost a unanimous decision. He's won 1 by TKO and 1 by split decision. Overall, McNeeley from Cambridge, Massachusetts. Obviously, he's the father of Peter McNeeley. 37-14-0 with 28 stoppages. Fought Floyd Patterson for the heavyweight title. Decked Patterson. Then I think he got knocked down 6 or 8 times. I don't remember. You can find that fight on YouTube. And I think that was in the Maple Leaf. I think it was in Toronto. I think that fight was in Toronto. That sticks in my head for some reason. I'm probably wrong with that. But he did drop Patterson. He'll have a slight edge in power over Joe Hipp. Joe Hipp from Yakima, Washington. Joe the Boss Hipp. 43-7-0 with 29 stoppages. Had an epic fight with Tommy the Duke Morrison, in which he was beating Morrison. And then Morrison came back with a hellacious left hook. He was well on his way to possibly even stopping Morrison. This is when Morrison was, I think, still undefeated. Yeah, I'm pretty sure of that. I don't think Morrison had fought Mercer yet. Joe Hipp lost his one title shot against Bruce Seldon. Seldon was the champ, WBA champ. I think that was a title fight when he fought Bruce Seldon. My memory begins to slip me. He's 1-2. His one win was by TKO. He's been stopped in his 2 losses. One a clean knockout, one by technical knockout. Both considered dirty fighters. That always makes for a fun fight. So here we go. Without any further ado, let's see. Tom McNeeley, -2 versus control of 8 or better. Well, that's not going to come into play. Both men are 4s. Both men are physical fighters. This should be a fun fight. We've had a bunch of fun fights so far. Both Tom McNeeley and Joe Hipp are in the ring. They move to the center of the ring. They'll get the final instructions from the referee. In Joe Hipp's corner, D. Scott Howard, the Goat Whisperer. Once again, in a McNeeley corner, Steve Tower. So Steve Tower looking for a victory. They asked D. Scott Howard, any final questions? He said, where are the trunks? Where are the trunks? Referee shows both trunks, says they're good on the belt line. Good on the belt line. The trunks are a bit high on both pugilists. Turns to Steve Tower, you good with that? Steve says yes. Fighters touch glove. They go back to their corners. Tom McNeeley in the red corner, just like his son, hoping for better luck. And Joe Hipp in the blue corner. Final encouragement from D. Scott Howard to Joe the Boss Hipp. Final encouragement to Tom McNeeley from Steve Tower from after further review. The bell for round number 1. McNeeley lands 2 jabs in a right hand. Nice job by McNeeley as he moves forward. Joe Hipp, a girthy, strong fighter, does like to actually fight from distance at times. He's trying to work behind the jab, but McNeeley gets by the jab, digs a left to the body, brings a left hook to the head, and now a right hand to the head of Joe Hipp. Hipp is hurt. McNeeley looking to load up, and McNeeley banging away. Hipp backs up towards the ropes. Hipp looks to fight off the ropes, hooks to the body. McNeeley comes in, he smothers Hipp. Toe-to-toe exchange with Hipp back to the ropes. McNeeley boring in, landing shots. McNeeley continues to pin Hipp to those ropes. He is hooking short shots to the body underneath the arms, the elbows of Joe Hipp. Under a minute to go. Hipp looks to punch off the ropes. Left to the body, right hand to the jaw of Peter McNeeley. Tom McNeeley, the father, excuse me. McNeeley comes right back, digging hard shots to the body. Hipp winced at those shots. A good round for Tom McNeeley. McNeeley punching away, missed the looping right hand at the bell. An excellent round for Tom McNeeley. Steve Tower, after further review with Steve Tower, really pumped up McNeeley. D. Scott Howard in the Hipp corner, very calmly. He's the Goat Whisperer, very calmly telling the boss, Big Joe, stay off the ropes. Now let's bring it to him. Hipp goes right after McNeeley. McNeeley meets him in the center of the ring. Toe-to-toe exchange. Crowd on their feet here at the Centrum. Now they feint but don't fire. Oh, another chopping right hand on the inside by Tom McNeeley. Drove the left into the girthy undercage of Hipp. A nice combo there. Hipp looks to fire back, and Hipp bangs the body with 3 shots, left, right, left. They're standing toe-to-toe, ring center, phone booth warfare. They try to smother one another. Hipp gets his hands free. Hipp chopping right hand, left uppercut. Left uppercut was partially blocked by Tom McNeeley. McNeeley in tight, digs hard to the body, 1-2. Then a right uppercut between the guard of Joe Hipp. Under a minute to go here in round number 2. Joe Hipp with hooks on the inside. McNeeley trying to get the angle on him, but he's getting nailed. Now McNeeley works his hands free. McNeeley, a 4-punch combination. Only a couple of them got through to the body, though. Final moments here in round 2. And a big right hand, a short right hand after a left into the ribs of Joe Hipp. McNeeley landed a crisp short right hand that snapped the boss man's head. A very competitive round there. We give it to Tom McNeeley. We give the first 2 rounds to Tom McNeeley. Let's go to the ringside scorer. They agree with us. 2-0, Tom McNeeley. Round 3 scheduled for 10. Again, phone booth warfare, center of the ring. Hipp comes out with hooks to the body, left and right. Hipp goes... Oh, they're going to call that low. They're going to call that low. Steve Towers screaming at the referee for a point deduction. Hipp looking to slow down McNeeley. McNeeley comes right back. Digs 2 shots to the body, and again a short cross to the head of Joe Hipp. And that's going to bust Hipp's mouth open. Blood from the mouth of Joe Hipp. You get enough of that blood, and you start swallowing it, and you get nauseous. McNeeley trying to follow up. Both fighters smothering one another. Oh, that blood's coming from the mouth of Joe Hipp. Hipp works his hands free. Hipp, left hook to the body and up to the head, and down goes Tom McNeeley. Tremendous double left hook. Hit into the neutral corner. The count is picked up at 5, 6. McNeeley begins to rise. The referee will give him his standing 8 count. The referee asks, do you want to go on? Tom McNeeley says yes. Hipp comes charging out of his corner. Hipp opening up. McNeeley covering up. He's forced to the ropes. Referee looking on. Hipp cannot land. McNeeley dipping and dodging. Both fighters throw. McNeeley out of the crouch. They both miss. Under 30 seconds ago here in round 3. McNeeley on the ropes. McNeeley lands on the belt line. 19 seconds ago. Can McNeeley survive? He will, as Joe Hipp bangs away with shots to the body and arms. McNeeley did a good job covering up after the knockdown. Quickly, Steve Towers sits McNeeley on the stool and goes to work to revive his pugilist. D. Scott Howard working the cut. Not much you can do with a cut inside the mouth. You'll see they'll put that weird gauze thing in the mouth, but again, you got to take it out. D. Scott Howard saying, excellent job. You got him. You got him. Keep up the good work. Ben Crowbeard Fletton is here. Afternoon, Al and all. Glad I'm in time for the big boys. We're glad to have you, Ben. Round 4, scheduled for 10. We've had some wild fights from the Centrum here in Worcester, Massachusetts. Here we go, round 4. It's Joe Hipp. Again, phone booth warfare, center of the ring. Hipp chopping right hand, then a left hook to the body. McNeeley looks to fire back. Same combination in return. Left hook to the body, chopping right hand, though, by McNeeley. Now it's Hipp's turn. Hipp digs a left-right into the labanza of the Irishman, Tom McNeeley. McNeeley tries to tie him up. Hipp works his hands free. Hipp lands a solid right hook. As he held him with the left, he landed a right hook to the body. Toe-to-toe exchange! Toe-to-toe exchange! Hipp got the better of it. McNeeley backs up for a second, now moves forward. He's caught by a double left hook. The right hand missed by Hipp, though. The left hook was to the body, then up to the head. That's the combination that dropped McNeeley. McNeeley moves forward. Hipp works that body. Both men on the inside. Joe Hipp having an excellent round. Hipp continues to work very well on the inside, banging the body, now snapping the head of McNeeley with a left uppercut. McNeeley is game, but he's not punching. As I say that, McNeeley loops in a right hand, left hand, and another right hand. And he's swelled up the right eye of Joe Hipp. So something else that D. Scott Howard will have to deal with in the hip corner. The bloody mouth and now a swollen right eye. The swelling is slight, but you know that could puff up at any moment when you get hit right. Quickly, D. Scott Howard goes to the end swell. Let's go to the McNeeley corner. Steve Tower saying, you got to punch. You got to let your hands go, Tom. You got to let your hands go. Don't wait. Be first. Be first. You're lumping him up. He's bloody. He's swollen. You can do it, Tom. Let's go to the ringside scorer. 2-2. Ringside scorer gave the first 2 rounds to McNeeley, then the next 2 rounds to Joe Hipp. In the 3rd round, McNeeley went down. He did survive the round, so that's a 10-8 round, and thus the difference, 38-37. Steve Tower is heard in the corner saying, "This is a war of attrition, Tom. You can win it." Here we go, round 5. We reach the midway point. Toe-to-toe exchange. McNeeley really trying to push back the larger Joe Hipp. Hipp will not give ground. McNeeley, like a pit bull, continues to bang the body, and he actually moving Joe Hipp back a bit. Toe-to-toe exchange again. The fans are on their feet. Both pugilists banging away. Joe Hipp lands a left, now a right uppercut, snapping the head of McNeeley. McNeeley comes right back, misses with a left and a right. Hipp goes to counter. Right hook to the body by Joe Hipp. McNeeley took a deep breath after being struck with that blow. McNeeley fires back. Oh, he clipped Joe Hipp on the jaw. Nice shot by Tom McNeeley, Right hand, left hook, right hand by McNeeley. Hipp continues to back up. Blood coming from the right eye, and the swelling from the right eye is getting slightly worse, and the blood's coming from the mouth. 33 seconds to go here in round 5. This is Tom McNeeley's best round. McNeeley forcing Joe the Boss Hipp to the ropes, bangs away at the body. 11 seconds to go, and it's McNeeley punching at the bell. 2 jabs, measuring, and then he came with the right hand. It got through. An excellent round for Tom McNeeley. You can see Steve Tower giving him that encouragement to believe in himself. D. Scott Howard sensing that Hipp is tiring. McNeeley is breathing heavily also. You can see both corners trying to work feverishly to revive their fighters. We prepare for round 6. I believe this bout's dead even. Again, 10-8 round for Joe Hipp when he knocked down Tom McNeeley in the 3rd. Here we go, round 6. Scheduled for 10. McNeeley on the outside, Hipp on the outside. McNeeley, he's being first. Steve Tower told him to be first. He lands the jab and the right hand. Good job by Tom. Hipp comes back from distance. He lands a couple of jabs. Hipp continues to throw the jab and the right hand. McNeeley moves out of the way, parried away the right hand. No counter by McNeeley. Now McNeeley feints, and he fires. He feinted the right, landed a jab. It's a jabbing contest from distance. McNeeley feigned the jab, gets in punching range, bangs away at the rib cage of Joe Hipp with a left and a right. McNeeley continues to punch. McNeeley stays in a bit. In and out goes McNeeley, rat-a-tatting Joe Hipp with lefts and rights, snapping the head of the boss man. Both fighters throw right hands and miss. 36 seconds to go in round 6. McNeeley lands a jab, both at distance. You can see Hipp blinking. That right eye is bothering him with that swelling. Blood from the mouth of Joe Hipp. Tom McNeeley, just a normal wear and tear in a pugilistic contest. Final moments, and McNeeley bangs away with hooks at the body as he worked into punching range. Another excellent round by Tom McNeeley. He has really dug deep. Steve Tower has done a marvelous job in the Tom McNeeley corner. Tower working the corner of both father and son. Peter McNeeley gave it his all against Bernardo Mercado, but he was stopped. Round 7. So McNeeley should be up by a point. Yep, that's the way we have it also. Here's the bell, round 7. Both pugilists move to ring center, circle one another, but it's McNeeley who's going to punch. He feinted the jab. He's working his way in. He's getting his body shots off and now moving away. Steve Tower doesn't want McNeeley to stay in there where Joe Hipp can use his girth to wear him down. McNeeley's punching. McNeeley's punching a jab and a right hand. He's looking good from distance. And as I say that, Hipp gets in punching range. He hooks to the body with a left and a right. Hipp continues to punch. Looping right hand gets in against McNeeley. Good job by Joe Hipp. Hipp missed the right, but lands the left hook into the ribs of Tom McNeeley. 1:08 left in round 7. McNeeley back from distance, jabs, and then bangs at the body with hooks. 46 seconds to go. Both fighters feint but don't fire. 33 seconds to go in round 7. Oh, a beautiful 1, 2, 3 by Tom McNeeley. A lead right caught Joe Hipp, then the left hook to the body and another right hand to the jaw of Joe Hipp. McNeeley looking very sharp. Can he close the show? And he does with a 1-2. Jab right hand. So McNeeley stole that round in the final 35 seconds. Another good round for Tom McNeeley. Both fighters really are going to have to dig deep here. They're exhausted. They're huffing and puffing on the stool in their corners. D. Scott Howard telling Joe, you got to impose your will on him. You got to impose your will. You're bigger. Forget this outside stuff. Maulin', brawling. Steve Tower in the McNeeley corner, Tom McNeeley, telling him, you're looking beautiful. Work the jab. Angles. In and out. Side to side. Here we go for round 8. Let's take a quick look at the ringside score. I'm in agreement with this. McNeeley 67. Hipp 65. There's the bell for round number 8. Joe Hipp, heeding the advice of D. Scott Howard, bores into McNeeley, trying to force him back. Wings punches wildly. McNeeley ducks, comes up countering with a left and a right. Nice counter by Tommy McNeeley. McNeeley continues to punch, landing shots from the outside, working behind the jab. Hipp works his way in, jabbing his way in, but can't land the right to the body. Toe-to-toe exchange. Now McNeeley back at distance. Another good start for McNeeley, though Hipp applying the pressure, trying to get inside. Hipp works past the jab and now hooks to the body. Good job. The hook to the head was blocked by McNeeley. McNeeley trying to stay at distance as Hipp is trying to wear him down. McNeeley with a jab, missed with the right hand. About a minute to go here in round 8. McNeeley catches Hipp coming in with a left and a right hook. Nice job. Both shots to the head of Joe Hipp. Hipp blinking. McNeeley punching. Again the same combination. Left, right. 2 hooks to the head of Big Joe Hipp. 10 seconds to go. And there is the bell. Neither fighter landed at the bell. Another good round by Tom McNeeley. He is getting stronger in each and every round, especially towards the end of the rounds. Hipp breathing heavily in that corner. Round 9 coming up, scheduled for 10. Joe Hipp rushes out looking to tag McNeeley. Landed the left to the body and a grazing chopping right hand to the head. McNeeley was moving away. Hipp continues to apply the pressure, jabbing to the chest. That's a scoring blow, but he couldn't land the big blow. Hipp punching hard, digs a left-right to the body, missed the left hook to the head. McNeeley's got to answer with something. McNeeley standing a little too long in the pocket, but he's banging away at that body. Steve Tower screaming from the corner, distance, distance. Hipp staying inside. McNeeley staying inside. Oh, tremendous shots to the body and up to the head, rattling Tom McNeeley. Hipp pouring it on. Hipp again forcing McNeeley back to the ropes. Bangs away with hooks to the body, then 2 to the head. A minute to go. McNeeley tries to fight off the ropes. McNeeley with a jab and a right hand. Catching Hipp, but Hipp trying to stay in tight. He puts his shoulder. McNeeley now works his hands free. Digging 2 more shots to the body, and then a right uppercut snapping the head of the Irishman, Tom McNeeley. 20 seconds to go. McNeeley trapped on those ropes. Joe Hipp pummeling him. The referee looking on, and there's the bell. As Hipp opened up with a 5-punch salvo from the big man, and 4 out of 5 got through. Boy, did Hipp need that in the worst way. Going into the 10th. He needed to take round 9. He was falling behind on the scorecards. This could be the first bout that goes the distance. It has been quite entertaining. All the bouts have been entertaining. 86-84 for McNeeley. So if we go off that, and I'm in agreement with that, Hipp will need a knockdown in the 10th to salvage a draw. D. Scott Howard not mincing words with Joe Hipp in the corner. The Goat Whisperer telling his pugilist from Yakima, Washington, you got to do it. We need a big round. We need a big round. Go for the knockout. It's very close. It's very close. Steve Tower in the Tom McNeeley corner saying, it's close, Tommy. It's close. We need this round. We need this round. It's going to be phone booth warfare. Here we go. Phone booth warfare, and it's McNeeley being first. McNeeley missed the right hand over the top, but lands a left uppercut under the chin of Joe Hipp. McNeeley continues to punch. McNeeley digging to the body, trying to back up Big Joe Hipp. McNeeley forcing Hipp back. Hipp tries to stand his ground. McNeeley left, right. Hooks to the head. And Hipp is hurt. Hipp is hurt. Hipp backs to the ropes. McNeeley bangs a left to the body and a right hand to the head. McNeeley pounding away. Hipp on those ropes. Toe-to-toe exchange. McNeeley got the better of it. Under a minute to go. Hipp looks to fight off the ropes. Hipp digs a shot to the body. Now another shot to the body of McNeeley. McNeeley takes a deep breath and moves forward. They tie up now. They break 15 seconds ago. Hipp lands a hook to the body and then missed the right hand to the head. It was a left hook to the labanza. The right hand missed the bell. I think Tom McNeely's pulled this one off. I think Tom McNeeley is the winner. He survived the knockdown in round 3. Lost round 4. Took rounds 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10. 96-93, ringside score. I'm in agreement with that. Again, our scorecards are unofficial. Tense times here at the Centrum. This is the first bout that has gone the distance. Wow, this is tense moments here as the judges' cards are collected for the final time. You can see tension in McNeely's face, tension in Joe Hipp's face. They need a win desperately. You can see tension in Steve Towers' face, corner man for Tom McNeely. Tension in D. Scott Howard's face, corner man for the pugilist, Joe the Boss Hipp from Yakima, Washington. D. Scott Howard did a wonderful job on the swelling and the cut mouth. Here we go. We see it for McNeely. The ringside scorer sees it for McNeely. The fans here in Worcester see it for McNeely. Now we go to the 3 blind mice. We have a unanimous decision, 95-94, 96-93, 96-93. Your winner by unanimous decision, Tom McNeely. So, forget about that Uber, Steve. Call the limo, because Tommy Boy brought it home, unlike his son, though his son Peter gave it a big effort against Bernardo Mercado. So Tom McNeely, to the joy of the fans here at the Worcester Centrum, is victorious. Unanimous decision, 95, 94, 96, 93, 96, 93. We saw it 96, 93. The ringside scorer saw it 96, 93. Though I could even see 95, 94. The correct winner, Tom McNeely. So a good job for Steve Tower. He was 1 for 1. Peter McNeely, he had him prepared. Peter McNeely fought a hell of a fight, gave it his all against Bernardo Mercado, but in the end it was Mercado's power that was just too strong. Tom McNeely, you could see Steve Tower switching up the game plan here and there, even as the fight went along, telling him what to do, and McNeely followed the instructions to perfection and the victory. Steve Tower is heard in the corner now. He's with some reporters. Says, what a match. What a match. We wanted the win. He worked hard, and God bless, he got the win. Let's go to the fight report. And McNeely landed 73 punch points. Again, that's not punches landed, it's points by how effective the punches were. Hipp, 58. Hipp has scored the only knockdown in the third for a 6 count. When McNeely won his rounds, he won them at a bigger margin. When Hipp won his rounds, they're at a lesser margin, except for round 9. Hipp really poured that on, but he exhausted himself. He really didn't do much in round 10, and he really needed a big round 10. And if he won round 10, it would have been a majority decision, because this would have been 94-94, then 95-93, 95-94, 95-94. So he did need something extra in round 10. He didn't win round 10, and he didn't give us anything extra. So Joe Hipp goes down to defeat to the hands of the man from Cambridge, Massachusetts, the father of Peter McNeely, Tom McNeely, by unanimous decision. Now to the co-main event. A lot of buzz for this one. I think this is what really sold the tickets. Tyson Fury against Eric Butterbean Esch. Esch says, I will knock him out. Esch is dangerous for the first few rounds. He can punch. He's a big man, but he can punch, and his hands are a little quicker than you think. Tyson Fury's a big man, tall man, but Esch will actually have the edge in weight. Then the main event, Primo Carnera against local boxer John Denis. But this is a big matchup. Jim L says main event time. Well, this is a co-main event. Fury versus Eric Esch. Quickly for the preview, as Shark Week's coming up. We all like Shark Week. I love Shark Week. The Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. This is a pugilist I made in the game. I made, because you can make your own fighters. So these are my, as he was not in the game. I think he's going to be in the game in their next set. So I'll be interested. And I'll use that one. I'll use that one eventually. I made him. I made Tyson Fury. I made Joe Baxi. Those are the two fighters I made. He is from Manchester, England. Overall, well, he's retired. This is, at the time when I did this, he was 32-0-1 with 23 knockouts. He stopped Dillian White, so I think it's 33-0-1 with 24 knockouts. He'll have the edge in power. No, actually, Butterbean will have the edge in power for the first few rounds. And then his power will drop by half. So then if Fury will have the edge in power. Fury definitely has the edge in endurance, the edge in defense. Though Butterbean's not horrific. He'll definitely have the edge in control. Both are physical fighters. Butterbean's got to roll those 20s, those high dice rolls to try to get an opportunity to clip Fury. Fury has a solid chin. Butterbean has a solid chin. Butterbean's tough. Fury's a little tougher. Both fighters are in the ring. It's 10 rounds. Co-main event. The Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, against Eric Butterbean Esch from Jasper, Alabama. 77-10-4 with 58 stoppages. That's his real record. He's always had competitive bouts here. Ben says, go Fury. Ulysses S. Grant, the former president, is here at the Worcester Centrum. He says, hello, Al. Looks like I came just in time. Oh, we had some fun fights to lead up to the two big events. Here we go. They touch gloves. They go back to their corners. They want to get it on. They didn't want to hear any more discussion. Round 1, scheduled for 10. It's Fury coming right out, trying to force Butterbean back. And Fury with a jab, a right hand, and a left uppercut. Nice job by Tyson Fury. Toe-to-toe exchange. Butterbean's actually looking to be an aggressive counterpuncher, trying to catch Fury coming in. Fury gets inside. Fury throws. He misses. The girthy Butterbean ducks, dips, and comes up with an uppercut and a left hook. Holy cow. Fury smiles at Butterbean. Butterbean lands the looping right hand, snapping the head of the tall Irishman, the Gypsy King. Butterbean again loops in a left hook, and then a right. The right was a grazing shot to Fury's body. A good start for Butterbean. Fury bores in, pushing Butterbean off balance. Uppercut left-right, snapping the head of Eric Butterbean Esch. And blood, we see blood above the right eye of Eric Butterbean Esch. Fury will target that. Esch throws a looping right, a looping left. Fury parries them away quite easily. Smiling at Eric Butterbean Esch. 30 seconds to go. Fury sidesteps Esch's charge as he tried to leap in, but he is unable to land the short right hand. 12 seconds ago, Fury punching at the bell. Big shots, an uppercut. It was a left uppercut. Then Fury held him in place with the left, hit him with a right uppercut, then a left-right hook to the head. And that draws blood from Butterbean's nose. What a hellacious round. Fans are on their feet here at the Worcester Centrum. Back and forth they went. Butterbean had the best of it early. Tyson Fury played a bit, but came on strong at the end. Fury did lose to Michael Dokes, and the corner was not happy with him in that loss. They thought he played way too much. They quickly go to work on the cuts left eye, near the left eye, and then the nose of Butterbean. That was a close round. I think Fury stole that at the end. Round 2 scheduled for 10. Here's the bell, and it's Fury moving forward. Butterbean looking to counter. Fury feints the jab and bangs at Butterbean's girthy body. No counter by the Bean. Fury continues to punch. He's doubling up on those hooks to the body. Wants to wear down the girthy Butterbean Esch. Toe-to-toe exchange. Equal exchange. Fury punching. His corner says stop playing, and it's Fury throwing. Fury misses a left and a right. Shoves Butterbean away. Butterbean does not throw. Butterbean looks to loop in the right hand, and he does. A hybrid hook. Caught the Gypsy King. Toe-to-toe exchange! But Fury got the better of it, but that's what Esch has to do. He has to punch when Fury punches, trying to be an aggressive counter puncher. There's the shots by Fury. He misses. Esch comes back with a looping right hand and a left to the body. That backs up the Gypsy King. Back and forth they go. Now Fury looks to load up. Missed the right, but dug the left into the portly rib cage of Eric Butterbean Esch. Final seconds here in round 2. What a slugfest. And the looping right hand gets in by Butterbean Esch. And at the bell, he might have been a little late with the left to the body. Another close round. 2 very fun rounds of action here. Fans enjoying it. But Esch, now his power diminishes from an 8 to a 4. Let's see how they scored the first 2 rounds unofficially. Fury in the first and even in the second. Okay. Round 3 scheduled for 10. Fury thinks he's worn down Esch. He's going to stay on the inside and work that body. And that's just what the Gypsy King does. Bangs away with shots to the body. Very effective fighter. Fury with an uppercut. A left uppercut. Stuns Esch. Holds him in place. Now hits him with a right, left, right. Esch is in trouble. Fury pushes him back. Esch weeble wobbles, goes to the ropes. Fury looks to load up. Esch tries to smother him. Those punches were not effective by Fury. Fury with a right hand. Lands solid, but he missed with the left uppercut. Toe-to-toe exchange. Esch still on the ropes. Fury putting the shoulder to the larger Esch. Another toe-to-toe exchange. Under a minute to go. Fury keeps Esch on those ropes. Bangs away with a left right to the body. And then a left uppercut snapping the head of Eric Butterbean Esch. They tie up. Referee breaks them. 14 seconds left in this round. A big round for Tyson Fury. Fury works the body, the girthy underbelly of Eric Butterbean Esch at the bell. Big shots by the Gypsy King. He's playing no more. You can see they immediately work on the cut near the left eye for Esch. Nose continues to flow from... blood continues to flow from Butterbean's nose. Round 4 scheduled for 10. Tyson Fury, he's going to come out right on top of Esch. He's wearing him down. Continues to work that body. Esch tries to cover up. Toe-to-toe exchange. Esch trying to counter Fury as he moves forward, but most of the time, Esch is just standing toe-to-toe with Fury, as in this situation, and it's Fury who works his hands free and lands that left hook in tight. Fury will hold you and snap your head with uppercuts if he gets the opportunity. Esch comes back with a short combination inside. 1:28 to go here in round 4. Big shots, snapping the head of Butterbean. It was a left uppercut and a chopping right hand. And that has busted Butterbean open over the right eye. Blood pouring into the eye of Eric Butterbean Esch. He's having trouble seeing. Fury looks to open up. Now he's working a little bit from distance. 2 jabs and a right hand. Eric Butterbean Esch is a bloody mess. Butterbean lands on the belt line. Now they say it's low. And look at that. Fury holds him in place. Hits him with an uppercut, another uppercut, a left-right to the head. 9 seconds to go. Esch throws and misses. A bloody but determined Eric Butterbean Esch goes back to his corner. A huge round for the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. He puts his arms in the air. The fans are acknowledging the Gypsy King here in Worcester at the Centrum in Massachusetts. Good round for Tyson Fury. Fury telling his corner, I've got him. In the Butterbean corner, they're just saying, he's a tall man, loop that right in, and we'll be saying timber. Round 5 scheduled for 10. Fury again comes out to ring center. Butterbean comes out to ring center, phone booth warfare, but it's Fury who fights very well on the inside. He smothers Butterbean, and then he works his hands free, digging hooks to the body. Another foul by Butterbean. Fury says he's okay. Fury not liking those low blows. Both fighters jockeying for position on the inside. Butterbean bangs away with a 4-punch salvo. Wild shots, but they landed. 2 to the body, 2 to the head. They were all hooks. Fury comes right back with a left hook to the body and a right uppercut, snapping Butterbean's head. Fury trying to get the angle on the inside. He does! Chopping right hand, left uppercut, and another right hand. More blood from the nose of Butterbean Esch. Under a minute to go here in round 5. Esch looks to retaliate. Esch working hard on the inside, digging the body. 28 seconds ago, it's Esch punching away, and Esch digs 2 to the body and 2 to the head, snapping the Gypsy King's head over and over again. Fury at the bell, bangs away. 4-punch combination. They all landed by Tyson Fury at the bell. He might have stole that round right at the bell. A lot of blood from the nose of Eric Butterbean Esch. Big shots by Fury at the end. 6 rounds gone, 49-47 Tyson Fury. Ringside scorer gave round 5 to Esch. This is a close fight. As I've stated, Esch has always, Eric Butterbean Esch has, in every game I have, whether it's Legends of Boxing or Title Bout, he's in Title Bout, or Glory Days Boxing, when I fight him, he gives everyone a heck of a fight. He might not win, but he gives them a heck of a fight. Round 6, scheduled for 10. Both fighters, Billy Goat to Billy Goat, phone booth warfare, jockeying on the inside, trying to get position. They're not punching. They're going to say that's on the belt line. Fury didn't like that shot, but the referee says fight on. Fury upset. And Fury, with a 3-punch salvo, right hand, left hook, right uppercut, snapping the head of Eric Butterbean Esch. Esch comes right back. He's undeterred. He shows no fear against the Gypsy King. He bangs away with shots to the body. The uppercut was grazing. Really didn't connect to Fury's head too well. Butterbean stands in there. Butterbean bangs. Same type of combination. 1-2 to the body, then the uppercut. They're grazing shots. They are getting through the guard of Fury. Toe-to-toe exchange. Fans on their feet here. Fury comes back with hard body shots. Under 28 seconds to go here in round 6. Very close round. Eric Butterbean Esch threw wildly. He missed. Fury pushes him off balance. Esch spins. Esch looks to punch, and he lands a hard shot into the midsection of Tyson Fury. Another close round. There's a little concern now in that Tyson Fury corner. They felt they should have took out the Bean. At least the corner felt that. But the Bean is exhausted. His punching power down to a 1. Fury still a 6. Fury has taken Butterbean into deep water. Can he drown him? Toe-to-toe they go at the start of round 7. And it's Tyson Fury. Bangs away on the inside. Left, right to the body. And a chopping as he holds Bean in place. Hits him with a chopping right hand. He continues to punch. Fury, same type of combination. 1-2 to the body. Hold him in place. Hit him with the right hand. Fury, a master at this, working the angle. Same thing. 1-2 to the body, hold him in place, hit him with the right hand. Esch trying to fight back. Esch works the body. Some of those punches were blocked by the arms of Tyson Fury, though. 1:35 to go here in round 7. Fury with an uppercut, snapping the head of Esch, and then a right hand. It was a left uppercut, followed by the right hand. Fury looks to bring the same combo. 1-2 to the body, 1-2 to the head. Fury looking to open up. Under a minute to go. Fury, left hook to the body, holds him in place, hits him with a right uppercut. Fury really pouring it on here. Under 30 seconds to go. Fury pounding away. He smothers Esch, forcing him back. working the angles and banging away with the uppercut as he holds him in place. Final moments of round 7. Fury, double left hook and then a right hand. 2 left hooks to the head and a right hand sent Butterbean weebling, wobbling towards the ropes. A big, big round for Tyson Fury. I don't know how much left Eric Butterbean Esch has. The referee comes over. He's asking for the doctor. They're asking Butterbean in his corner, do you want to go? Butterbean says, look at me when you ask that question. Hell yeah, I want to go. Round 8 scheduled for 10. There's the bell. Butterbean on the outside trying to catch Fury coming in. Fury trying to stalk him down. Fury having fun here. Toe-to-toe exchange. Good shots, but Butterbean just doesn't have much on those shots at the moment. He's got to dig deep. Fury working his way inside. Left uppercut, right hand, left hook, right hand. Butterbean is hurt. A lot of time here for Fury to take him out. Fury with another uppercut. It was a right uppercut now with a left hook. More blood from the nose of Eric Butterbean Esch. Referee looking on. Esch having trouble breathing, and he's having trouble seeing from the cut over the right eye. Both fighters throw hard and miss. 1:13 left in round 8. Fury trying to get the stoppage here. Esch smothers him. They work their way free. 53 seconds left. Esch in trouble. Fury bangs away with hooks to the body. Fury measuring Esch. He's on the ropes. And that is it! Fury opened up. He just kept punching away with all types of shots. 1-2s to the head, then the uppercuts, then the body shots. He was just windmilling away. No answer by Esch. The referee steps in and stops the bout at 2:26 of the 8th round. A very competitive fight, but Tyson Fury a bit too good and a bit too hard of a puncher. Eric Butterbean Esch never went down. Again, he gives a hell of an effort, but he does not get the W. Tyson Fury is victorious. Stoppage, round 8, 2:26 of round 8. The referee calls a halt to the carnage. So Tyson Fury is the winner. He was pulling away, in our opinion, on the scorecards. So Fury wins the co-main event. The ringside score had it 69-65. The former president, Ulysses S. Grant, says, great effort by the Bean. But it wasn't enough. Excellent analysis from the former president, Ulysses S. Grant. We could probably use you right now, Mr. President. All right, here we go. We know who won. Let's go to the report. 69-65, 69-64, 69-65. Fury, 64 punch points. Esch, 29. Fury obviously had the big round 7, and then the big round 8 when he stopped him. So there's other than that, let's look. Round 1, 5-5. Round 2, 7-7. Big round 3 for Fury, 13-2. Big round 4 for Fury, 8-2. Then 5-5 in round 5, 5-5 in round 6. Eric Butterbean Esch gave a good effort, but it's Fury by TKO in round 8. A big victory for Tyson Fury. Now to the main event. The European champion, Primo Carnera, coming off a controversial defeat in his heavyweight title championship effort against Ringo in Argentina. Controversy, very controversy. Had there been 30 more seconds, Carnera probably would have stopped Oscar Bonavena, a.k.a. Ringo. But there wasn't 30 more seconds. And some questionable close rounds that I thought went to Carnera. Well, the judges down in Argentina, even though they weren't Argentinians, they saw it for Bonavena. But Primo Carnera looks to get back on the winning track. He'll fight local heavyweight John Dino Dennis. Denis in our universe is 4-4. He's been stopped 3 times, a clean KO once. He's lost majority points once. His 4 wins, 3 of them by stoppage, 1 by unanimous decision. So, John Dino Denis out of Boston, Massachusetts. In reality, he was 45-5-2 with 20 stoppages. In reality, he fought Joe Bugner. He fought George Foreman. He lost to those guys. He fought some other very good quality heavyweights. He was a solid fighter, a good fighter, probably just above a club fighter. Good, excellent local pro. John Dino Denis. Primo Carnera, 88-14-0 with 78 stoppages. Sequel is Italy. European champion in our universe. He's 8-4. European title, obviously not in the line here. His 4 losses, 2 of them were by stoppage. He lost to Tunney by stoppage. That was his first title effort. Then he lost to Bonavena, controversial, as he was pounding the crap out of Bonavena at the end of that fight. So 2 decision losses, 2 TKO losses. Wins, he has won 7 by stoppage and 1 by unanimous decision. He had 2 epic bouts with Jerry Cooney, lost a decision, knocked out Cooney in Rome, but it was epic. What a slugfest that was. Back and forth, both fighters down. It was unbelievable. So we go to the main event here at the Worcester Centrum. Carnera is the favorite, and Carnera will win by any means necessary. John Dino Denis, considered a clean fighter, considered a tactician. Carnera, a physical fighter. So a slight edge, again, a slight edge to Carnera, 6-4. But again, it depends how the dice roll and how they fight tactically in the round. This should be a fun one. Main event, 10 rounds, heavyweights. Both pugilists are in the ring. I'd like to say, once again, welcome and thank you for being here to the former president, Ulysses S. Grant. After further review with Steve Tower, please check out that wonderful channel. Jim L., Ben Crowbeard, Fletton, Bleacher Bums Gaming, our good friend Anthony. Remember to check out Glory Days Boxing. Can be purchased at SidelineStrategies.com and Glory Days College Football. PDF should be released soon, I think. Steeler Fan 1933, our good friend Matt. Captain Carl 8. Fox Crew Cards, our good friend MP Fox. Check out that wonderful card collecting channel. Philip Reynolds, Carl Zilla, Big Polly's World of Sports Sims, P-Jet. Thank you for all being here. Now to the main event. Carnera, Denis from the Centrum. What a fun fight card it's been. What a way to kick off Shark Week on Discovery. I will be at the Centrum in Worcester on Wednesday with Nurse Teresa to watch AEW wrestling. It should be fun. Carnera out of the red corner. John Dino Denis out of the blue corner. Denis, well, he has a questionable chin. Carnera looks to exploit that. Center of the ring. No questions from either of the chief seconds. Referee has finished with the final instructions. They touch gloves. He says, come out fighting, God bless. The bell for round 1. Carnera, red corner. John Dino Denis, the blue corner. And it's Carnera. From distance, looking to be first. Carnera puts the jab out there, then hooks to the body. Good job by Primo. He landed the body shot. Both fighters looking, but they don't fire. Again, they're pawing with their jab, feeling one another out. Denis wants to land the counter right. Carnera just wants to land anything and pummel the crap out of Denis. He wants this win in the worst way. And it's Carnera! There's the jab, the right hand, a left uppercut, another right hand. Denis is in big trouble. Carnera looking to make it an early night here. Carnera looks to load up, but he cannot land solidly. Denis on the ropes. Carnera measuring. Bangs with 2 hooks to the body. Denis still on the ropes. Carnera again measures the jab and lands a right under the elbow into the ribs of John Dino Denis. 24 seconds left in round 1. Denis looks to fight off the ropes. Lands a looping right hand. Another looping right hand. Denis at the bell. Bangs away with 2 hard body shots at Carnera. So Denis rallied a bit, but he was definitely hurt on those ropes. Carnera smartly started to work the body. In the Carnera corner, Mark Jones telling Primo, you've got him. Take your time, and do it right. In the Denis corner, and once again, it is Steve Tower and John Dino Dennis's corner. So Tower's been in the McNeeley's corner, and now John Dino Dennis. He says, you got to stay off the ropes. That's a big man, and he hits hard. Here we go, round 2. Both fighters at ring center circling, waiting for a mistake. Now, they get the mistake, but they cannot capitalize. Both men missed big right hands. Carnera definitely the harder puncher. Carnera moves in, holds Denis in place, and hits him with a left uppercut. Referee breaks him and admonishes Carnera for that tactic. Denis feints. Carnera moves forward. Denis bangs away with a hook to the body. Left, right. Denis again feints. Carnera moves forward. Denis catches him with that jab, another jab, but does not throw the right hand. Steve Tower from the Denis corner saying, throw the right hand, throw the right hand. Denis moves forward, and Carnera with a hellacious right uppercut. But Denis absorbed it well. Oh boy, did his chin hold up on that one. Denis looks to fire back, doubles up on the jab. Denis side-to-side movement. Carnera more behind that jab, but a little more plotty, though his foot movement is not as bad as most people think. And there it is again. Carnera works his way in with the jab, holds him in place with the left hand. He has it, arm underneath, and he rips 2 hellacious right uppercuts. Denis is hurt. Carnera shoves him into the ropes. Carnera goes for the kill, but he cannot land at the bell. John Dino Dennis has been weebled, wobbled, but he has not gone down. As Carnera turns back to his corner and Mark Jones, John Dino Dennis says, bring it on. Steve Tower says, come over here and sit your ass on the stool. Steve Tower exhorting John Dino Dennis to stay on the outside, but John says, no, I'm going to take him out. Dennis comes racing out at Carnera. Wild combination. 4 or 5 punches, 2 of them got through. They scored, but I don't think they hurt Carnera. Now Carnera behind that long jab. Lands a jab and a right hand. Denis putting pressure. He thinks he's safer on the inside. You got to watch out for those uppercuts, though. Carnera keeping Denis at bay with 2 more jabs. Denis gets inside. Carnera tries to smother him. Denis works his hands free. Cannot land as Carnera shoves him off balance. And Carnera with a left uppercut right hand. And then that busts open John Dino Dennis. That cut is above the left eye. Denis pawing at the blood. Carnera staying at distance, looking to work the jab and land the right. Carnera, right hand. It was a lead right. Carnera moves in. Left uppercut, right uppercut. Denis in big trouble. Denis is in big trouble. Carnera forcing him back to the ropes. Carnera, a very physically strong man. About a minute to go here in round 3. Carnera goes for the kill. Carnera opening up with big combinations. The referee looking on. Carnera looking to pummel John Dino Dennis. Denis taking tremendous punishment. Uppercuts and right hands. Denis unable to get off the ropes. Carnera pounding away. More blood from the nose now. It's blood from the nose of John Dino Dennis. Wow, the bravest man in the ring for round 3 was the referee. John Dino Dennis is a bloody mess in his corner. Steve Tower quickly goes to work on the cuts and the bloody nose. Mark Jones very happy with Primo Carnera in the Carnera corner. I don't know how much longer John Dino Dennis can stand up to this tremendous punishment by the European champion, Primo Carnera. Round 4. Could this be the beginning of the end for John Dino Dennis? The bell. Carnera from the outside. John Dino Dennis from the outside. But it's Carnera landing the jab. Now lands another jab. He has that right hand ready to fire. Dennis loops in the right hand and then a left hook. Good combination by a bloody John Dino Dennis. Dennis again looks to loop those punches in. This time it's a right hook to the head, then a left hook to the body as he foot feinted Carnera into punching range. Dennis finding his oats, but he missed those shots. Those were wide shots. Carnera just parried them away. 1:23 to go here in round 4. Carnera throws a jab and a right hand. Denis is able to block both. Denis looks to come back. Denis with a left hook to the body quickly brings it to the head, snapping the head of the large Italian. Good round by a bloody John Dino Denis, the man from Boston, not giving up. And a looping right hand catches Carnera. Left hook to the body. Good 2 shots by John Dino Denis. Toe-to-toe exchange. An excellent round for John Dino Denis. Carnera starting to wait a little too long. Mark Jones from the Carnera corner screaming, punch, Primo, punch. And that's what Primo does at the end as he bangs away with hooks to the John Dino Denis's midsection. Again, when they're on the outside, they still have to get in punching range. You have to understand that. But John Dino Denis, after really being pummeled for the first 3 rounds, takes round 4. Round 5 coming up. Mark Jones telling Primo Carnera, I want to see you more active with that jab, and if you get him, I want you to grab him, hold him in place, and you snap his head with those uppercuts. You hold him in place, Primo. Steve Tower in the John Dino Denis corner, so keep throwing that overhand right. Feint with the jab and throw that overhand right. You're going to clip the big man. Round 5 scheduled for 10. Here comes the looping right hand, and booyah! He nails Carnera, and then he digs. Denis digs a 1-2 to the body. 2 good solid body shots. Rinse and repeat. Booyah with the looping right hand. But Carnera absorbed that one a little better. Shoves Denis off balance before he can dig to the body. About 2 minutes left in round 5. A good round 5 so far for John Dino Denis. Both fighters circling back and forth, trying to get position. Now it's Carnera throwing the jab once, twice, but he does not land. Denis has that right hand ready to go over the top, and booyah! Once again with the overhand right and a left into the midsection of Primo Carnera. They tie up. Carnera tries to force Denis back to the ropes. Referee quickly breaks him. Mark Jones doesn't like that. The break was so quick. Carnera did not have time to rough up John Dino Denis. About a minute to go in round 5. John Dino Denis has fought quite well with his aggressive counterpunching. He looks to do it one more time. This time the looping right hand does not land. No counter, though, from Carnera. Carnera behind that jab. Missed the jab and the right hand. Here's the counter by Denis. Right hand, left hook, right hand. Snapping the Italian's head and backing him up. The crowd here, about 50-50, maybe 60-40 for John Dino Denis. The man from Boston. Carnera looks to fire back. Landed the lead right, but not the left uppercut. A very good round for John Dino Denis. We're through 5, 48-46, Carnera. They gave Carnera, as he beat the bejesus out of Denis, but Denis did not go down. But they still, again, unofficially gave a 10-8 round. That's kind of a liberal scoring, but you know, you can see it. That's not usually the norm, though. As Bleacher Brum's game is in Dino getting fortune on defense. Yes, he is. He's getting those defensive rolls. Round 6 scheduled for 10. A closer bout than Mark Jones likes it in the Carnera corner. There's the bell for round 6. Again, both fighters from distance. Carnera, 1 jab, 2 jab, booyah with the right hand, and down goes John Dino Denis. A crushing right cross sends Denis to the canvas. The count has reached 7, 8. A dazed John Dino Denis beats the count. He'll take, well, it is already an 8 count. The referee will wipe the gloves. Ask John Dino Denis, do you want to continue? He says yes. Carnera goes for the kill. Solid shots by Carnera. Denis is going to have to show something here. Carnera opens up. Banging away. Body and head. Body and head. Here's the uppercut. And down goes John Dino Denis. A hellacious right uppercut. Carnera banged away. Held him in place and then banged away the right uppercut. 8. 9. Oh, he just beats the count. Unbelievable. The referee should really consider stopping this bout here. Mark Jones is telling Carnera to finish it. Finish it. We've got restaurant reservations. Dino is in all kinds of trouble. Carnera swarms him. Dino tries to hold on for dear life. Carnera holds him in place, rips the uppercut, and down goes John Dennis. There is no 3 knockdown rule in effect. The count has reached 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is over. Primo Carnera has knocked out John Dennis in the 6th round. The end comes at the 131 mark of the round. My God, Primo Carnera held him in place. It's a tactic if you can get away with it. You hold your opponent in place, and as the referee starts to say, are you holding in place? You rip an uppercut, snapping his head clearly almost off his neck. And somehow I did not have the 3 knockdown rule in effect, as both fighters did not want the 3 knockdown rule, and the camps agreed upon it. John Dennis goes down 3 times in the 6th after having very effective rounds 4 and 5. So Primo Carnera back on his winning ways. So all the fights were very fun, and some were competitive mismatches, but they were competitive. Primo Carnera, the European champion, is victorious here at the Centrum in Worcester, Massachusetts, looking for bigger and better things. John Dennis sitting on the stool as Steve Tower is consoling him, and the doctor, Dr. David Little, looking on. John Dennis looking at Steve Tower says, I want him again, get me again. Steve Tower looks at Dennis and says, you just had him. Let's move on to something else. So Primo Carnera is victorious. Let's quickly look at the fight report. 55 punch points for Carnera, the effectiveness of all of his punches. Again, those are not punches landed. Those are, the way I interpret it, punch points. And 25 punch points for John Dennis. Carnera, round 1, 9-4. Round 2, 6-4. Round 3, big Carnera, 14-1. Dennis, 8-4 and 6-1 in rounds 4 and 5. Then Carnera knocks him down 3 times. And the 3rd knockdown was it. He got counted out. Wow. What a fun fight card. Primo Carnera wins by knockout in the 6th. Tyson Fury, TKO, Eric Butterbean Esch in the 8th. That was a fun fight. Tom McNeeley, the only bout that went the distance, and it was a good slugfest. That was the only win for Steve Tower on this card. He had 3 fighters, the McNeeleys, father and son, and John Dennis. Though he had them trained well. You got to say Steve Tower trained his fighters well. He did a great job with them. So McNeeley beat D. Scott Howard and Joe Hipp by unanimous decision, close. Bernardo Mercado knocked out Peter McNeeley. But what a hellacious fun fight in 3 rounds. Back and forth they went. I think it's O'Melia, destroyed Mark Gastner in 1 round. Jack the Giant O'Halloran TKO'd Ed Too Tall Jones in a fun fight in the 6th. And Jack Sharkey TKO'd Elijah Tillery in the 8th. So the Boston Gobs start. I went with that fight first because I thought that would get the fans into it, and then we go with these other fights. Normally Sharkey probably would have fought 3rd on this type of card, but I said let's go Sharkey and Tillery first. And Sharkey, a very workmanlike performance, worked the jab, wore down Elijah Tillery, and stopped him in the 8th. So that was a fun late afternoon, early evening of boxing. Shark Week is upon us. I'd like to thank Bleacher Bums Gaming, our good friend Anthony. Please check out Glory Days Boxing, Glory Days Football. Card and dice, bring it to the tabletop near you. Can be purchased on SidelineStrategy.com. The PDF for Glory Days College Football will be out very soon. I'd like to thank Steve Tower from After Further Review with Steve Tower. Very fun having in the chat. Check out his wonderful channel. Cutter Historical joined us. Check out his wonderful channel. Does a lot of fun boxing, golf, baseball, and much, much more. Historical events, birthdays of sports figures. Jim L. Hope all is well. Thank you very much. We had former President Ulysses S. Grant here. Thank you very much. Steeler Fan 1933, our good friend Matt. Thank you. Captain Carl 8, thank you. MP Fox of Fox Crew Cards was in the Bernardo Mercado corner. Brought him up from Colombia. Please check out that wonderful card collecting channel. He does a great job with his whole family. Carl Zilla, the legend Carl Zilla. I think I'm going to do a Carl Zilla Cup for Legends of Wrestling. So check out his wonderful channel. It is Legends of Wrestling. Very knowledgeable about that game and a knowledgeable wrestling fan. Philip Reynolds, thank you. Big Paulie, World of Sports Sims. Check out that wonderful channel. Thank you. And PJet, thank you. Hope everyone enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I'm going to watch some Shark Week. Maybe do a little gaming with my nephews and my uncle. My brother-in-law, excuse me. So if you enjoyed the stream, you enjoyed the fights, hit the like button, share, do all that good stuff. If you want to subscribe, please do so. If you do subscribe, hit the bell for notification when we go live, because pretty much I do everything live because I like to interact with the chat. If you want to see some more chats with Al, put that in the comments on this video. We'll try to get more chats with Al up. I'm trying to get work something with Carl Zilla and Pops Reviews to do a thing on Legends in Wrestling and just talk wrestling. I'm also trying to get a couple of people from Legends of Wrestling, the company. I have a tentative yes. I don't know if they're really going to do it. But if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. Carl, very knowledgeable, and Pops Review, very knowledgeable. It'll be a fun chat. And, of course, we'll always have our good friend Anthony on whenever he wants to come on and just chats with Al and see what's going on. But if you want to see more of those, tell me you want to see more of those. Put them in the comments in the videos. So, stay safe, be smart, treat people the way you want to be treated. Enjoy life. Love you all. Greatly appreciate your time. Check out all the other wonderful content creators in the community. Subscribe, like, share, do all those wonderful things. God bless. Fun night of fights. Carnera victorious. Fury victorious. Tom McNeeley victorious. Bernardo Mercado victorious. Brian O'Mela victorious. Jack the Giant O'Halloran victorious. And the Boston Gob, Jack Sharkey, victorious. So, see you soon. God bless and peace!